particular nail design today. I've done it on me because I hated the last one I did. I couldn't stand it. So these are Grecian-inspired nails. Everything I do is hand-painted, so I don't like stencils and things like that. So what you're going to need, I'm going to do two different designs. I'm going to do a gold-based one on this, and then I'm going to do this exact one that I have on this one. So what you're going to need for the gold is you're going to need some sort of gel top coat. You're going to want black paint. I've already painted the nail with black polish. And I'm going to be using my gold powder. Very reflective and very pretty. I have also got my little eyeshadow applicator. And I'm actually going to have to move the camera for this to show you because I'm not moving these stones. But I've got these little stones, 4 black, 1 gold, and I'm going to use those. So, we'll do that one in a moment. For your other design, you're going to want to paint the nail with white paint or white polish, whatever you prefer. I chose polish for mine. I've let them dry for about 15 minutes. So, the polish I used was OPI. It's, I believe, Alpine Snow. And then I've got a dark blue called Up All Night by China Glaze. This is a really, really dark blue, almost black, except when the sun hits it. I've got another China Glaze. This one is Deviantly Daring. I love this color. It's oceanic to me. And then I've got a iridescent blue, shifts to purple. And I love this bottle. Look at this bottle. Oh. For us dark loving folks, this is awesome. And the brand, if you guys want to know, is Blackheart Beauty. I believe this comes from Hot Topic. My mother bought me this. So. And I have my hollow polish. Oh, look at that. Oh, I get so mesmerized every time I look at it. I got this from Claire's. It's just, it says it's a glitter top coat. Apparently they don't know hollow. And to do the gold, I've got just metallic paint. And you're going to want the top coat. And my top coat looks pink, but it does go on clear, so I don't know what that is. You're also going to need tweezers and a small piece of sponge. I'm using several because I have 4 colors, so I've got 4 pieces of sponge. And to do both the black and gold for the lines, this beautiful decoration down here at the bottom, you're going to want a striping brush and some water. So now that we've got everything, I think we'll start on the harder one first, and I'm going to set this black nail off to the side. So now that you've got your nail painted all white, and you've let that dry for about 15 minutes, you're going to come in with the darkest color first, because, you know, what's the point in putting on a white, brighter color first? That's just silly. So I'm going to get my color and a little piece of sponge and my tweezers. And I don't want to use a side that's flat, if you can see that. I want to use one of the rough sides. It creates the more stippled look. So I'm going to use this end here to be applying this polish on. Alright, so I'm going to just pull out the brush out of the bottle, take just a bit of paint. You really don't need a whole lot, just a little bit. And then I'm going to put that on, kind of haphazard, sort of thing. I will be getting rid of that. Capture one, and you're on to your next color and your next piece of sponge. Now, I usually would open these bottles and leave them open, but I've done that before and then forgot to close them again and ruined one of my favorite bottles of polish. So I will not be doing that again. I mean, look at this color. Look how pretty that color is. Oh. I don't know if you guys can really see it. Look at that rich color. Oh, I love it so very much. This is one of my favorites. And I will be very sad the day that I stop being able to have this color anymore. I think I might actually cry. So, I'm just going to come in and touch in some of this color. I'm trying not to get too much on the sponge. And if you get too much, dab it off onto a piece of paper or a piece of wax paper or something that you can put it onto. So now that you've got that, you've got a kind of oceanic colors starting. And now we're on to our pale blue. Oh, it's so pretty. When most of my friends found it amazing that they had a new CD or something like that, I was looking at the polishes, going, ooh, I like this color. Oh, that's pretty. Look at this one. Yeah. I've never been a mainstream kind of girl. So, you still want white to show, so try not to cover too much of the white. And now you've got that shifting iridescence. And then we are on to my favorite, which is the hollow. I figured after I did this, I was like, it's missing something. It has oceanic colors. It looks a little like waves. But it's missing what the ocean does, and that's that sparkle it has. So I can't use the powder. I have this gorgeous polish that I got actually for free because it was a buy one get one deal. But it's shifting iridescent rainbows, and it is perfect to create that sparkling effect that all water and snow has. I am covered in rainbows sort of thing, so when you move, parts of it would catch the light and shine. So that is about how much you'll need. Just a bit, just a touch. You're going to want to try to go over as much of the nail as possible with this because it's in a clear jelly base. There we go. And you've got that shimmer the ocean has to it now. And look, nothing left. And the best part is, that's going to be almost completely dry by now, already. Because it's such light coatings and you're not putting a whole lot. There's no polish. There's nothing coming off on me and nothing getting rubbed off of the nail. So, we can move right on to your metallic paints. Now, I'm not actually going to pull out my palette for all of this. I don't want to. I'm being lazy. So, I turn the bottle over, undo the cap, and look, paint. So I'm going to wet my brush, get it nice and smooth, so that it's a very, very thin line instead of being spread out. Go into your paint. And then you're going to take from one side or the other, doesn't matter which, but you're going to want to go toward where you would put a French smile line. And you're going to want to draw a straight gold line. And same thing on the other side, leaving a little space in between. Now, from that gold line, whichever one you did, whichever one you want to do on, depending on which way you want your swirls to go, depending on how you do this. So I'm going to put a small space in between these two scrolls. Now you don't want any lines connecting from this bottom piece. You want that to remain freestanding. So what I do is I come in along the bottom and I come to almost where the line is going to touch. And I put in another little line. And I do that on both sides so that I know that's where the scrolls are supposed to start. And then you're going to scroll your color just like that, just lines. Three lines. And then I'm going to come in and do the same thing on this side. And there you have Grecian scrolls. Rinse out your brush, because you're going to need that for the black. Cap my gold, and we'll put on top coat and make all that color pop. And with the gel color we're going to use next, you're going to need a lamp to cure it in. So do be mindful of that. If you don't have one, good luck getting it to cure. And you have Grecian scrolls with oceans. Really doesn't take very long and looks really pretty. Goes well with pretty much everything. I just wasn't feeling my black and white marble that I did earlier. I won't even show you guys that because it was horrible. And most of this came from me doing that. So, now we're on to our next one. I've painted the nail just plain black. It's just your regular black polish. I got that at a dollar store. It's cheap, but it works. So you're going to want to paint the nail. I have a C&D shellac top coat. It works really well. You want to make sure that you're covering the entire nail with this polish. If you don't, it'll miss a spot when you put the gold on, and then you'll have the gold shining in some spots, but not in others. And then your design will have flaws and you won't be happy with it. At least though, I know I wouldn't. So I'm being very diligent to be very careful to cover the entire nail in this top coat. And my lamp is actually over to the side over there, so otherwise I'd put that on camera for you, but I can't. So my lamp is going to cook the nail for about a minute. Other lamps take less time. It just depends on what kind of lamp you get. You have to do research. Make sure if you are going to get one of these lamps, please make sure you take care of the wattage. If you use the wrong bulb and the wrong wattage, you could ruin the lamp. And they are not cheap. So you get your gold powder. I got these online as a gift for Christmas. Look at that beautiful powder. Oh, look at it. It's gorgeous. Ah, the telltale beat of being done. Now you've got your cured top coat. Dip into your gold powder. Begin brushing it onto the nail. Apply firm pressure, but not overtly hard. You don't need to scrub like you're trying to remove grime from something. The best part about this is it's not as messy as hollow powder, so it won't go everywhere. Ugh, beautiful. Cap that because I have a tendency to spill. Now I'm going to come in with my black paint. Again, I don't want to get my palette out, so I'm not going to. Just going to turn the lid over. Black paint. I'm going to re-wet my brush in case it's dried out. Nice thin brush is always the way to go for if you're doing any sort of scrolling. So paint, a little bit of paint. You don't need a whole lot. You don't need to glob it onto the brush. There's no need for that. So I'm actually going to put the scrolls on first, and then I will worry about putting stones on. Because if I try to do the stones first, and I place them wrong, then I can't do the scrolls. And the scrolls are what makes it look Greek. And if you have an issue trying to draw scrolls onto a nail right away, try drawing it on some paper first. That's what I did. And then just take a look at it and you can see where you need to lay your lines to get the image you want. And there's no need to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. Even the perfect people really aren't perfect. So if you mess up, take everything off and do it again. Just maybe don't do what caused you to mess up. So now, I'm going to give that a minute to dry. And we can apply the stones while that's drying. Now, some people like to use glue. I don't like using glue. I never have, and I never will. I use a little bit of my top coat. In which I will flash cure, set the stones on, and I'm going to put the stones right here in the center. So for my big gold one here, this is a Swarovski crystal. And around of it, I'm placing these much smaller black rhinestones that are not shiny. I want most of the shine to come from either the nail or the Swarovski crystal. Once you have them all on, make sure they're pressed into the top coat you've put and that you're happy with where they've been placed. If not, kind of tweak them a little bit. It isn't going to hurt anything. There we go. Once you're happy with that, pop that in the lamp and cure it. And we're going to do another gel top coat over the top of that once it's cured. It's going to create a barrier that holds the gems onto the nail's surface, as well as create a protective barrier over the top of them. But you never paint directly over the gems, paint around them, and as it cures, it shrinks and holds in tighter. And when I did these, I also used a little bit of liquid latex to make sure the cleanup wasn't going to be insane. I needn't have bothered because I didn't get anything on me. So, now that your nail is cured, you can come back in and go around where the stones are. Trying to be very careful not to get onto the stones themselves because it takes away that sparkle. And you really don't want to take away that sparkle. You want that to show and be very prominent. And that's going to go back into the lamp for a final cure. And for a final touch, I'm going to actually use my glossy top coat. It makes it shine a little bit more, even though I did the gel top coat with these. I also put over the top of it just a bit of this because it's really glossy, really shiny, and that's why these are all shiny as all get out. Most people just leave it as a gel top coat and call it good, but I'm not like that. I prefer mega gloss, very shiny, very bang in your face pretty. Now this I actually am going to take over the entire surface of the nail. It won't hurt anything. And there you have a Grecian gold with stones and scrolls. And look at that gloss. Oh, it's gorgeous.